So yeah, I wasn't as consistent as I thought I was going to be on these videos. And unfortunately, life just seemed to get in the way. Not in a bad way, in a good way, but I'm not getting paid to do these videos. So unfortunately, these are the things that kind of have to get put on the back burner. And I'm still trying to figure out ways to systematize my week to allow myself to get these videos done. And I really think that vlogging may not be the most sustainable way, because if you think about it, vlogging takes a lot of work. Not only are you spending days filming because you're trying to capture things in the moment, but then after that, you're going through all of the footage and you're piecing it together, trying to find a story. And I think at the stage of life that I'm in right now, with everything else that I have going on, I just don't think that that is the most sustainable way for me to go about things. I think doing something like this, where I'm probably not going to have any cuts besides the front and the back of this video, I think that is what I can sustainably do going forward. So I'm probably going to be doing more videos like this, where I could just sort of have a therapy session and be able to get things off my chest. I think that that's okay. And if you want to stick around and watch me do that, then all good. And if not, completely understand. You were subscribed for a different type of content, and now I'm all of a sudden switching that. But it got me to think, a lot of times we can be in positions like this where we can all of a sudden not want to do something because we know that it may not end the way we thought. And going into it, I didn't know the game plan of what I was going to do as far as vlogging. I know I wanted to, because if you watched or have seen any of my videos on Instagram, or if you follow me, you know that my wife and I are expecting a baby. And the moment that I found that out was the moment that I decided to start vlogging. I didn't say it right away because we hadn't announced it, but that was a big reason why. And so I am still documenting. I'm just not putting it out there on the internet because it just takes a lot of work. But I think the premise behind why I decided to do it was because I wanted to be able to have a place to document and see the journey leading up to that, and then beyond that as well. So that was really why. But then too, I just love vlogs. I love watching them. I love making them. But again, right now, I think my season of life is I'm trying to do other things and still figuring out this content journey of mine on the direction that I want to go. But regardless, the topic of this video and the point that I'm making that is I didn't allow that to be able to stop me, right? Just because I didn't do the things that I wanted to do, or wasn't as consistent as I wanted to be, I'm not going to allow that to stop me. I think YouTube is still the place that I want to continue to build content on, for the sake of loyalty, longevity, and also I just love the platform. But my thing is, instead of allowing myself to never get an at bat or get another rep in, why not change the way that I'm doing things? Why not look at what is holding me back and either add something or take away something to be able to remove that friction from me being able to post something on the internet? So that's what I'm going to do. And if it's these talking head videos where I just kind of riff off of a topic that I'm feeling in the moment, then I think that's what's going to happen. And don't get me wrong, there probably will be moments where I'm able to have more structured videos, potentially vlogs in the future. But I think for right now, I want to be able to produce content in the most effortless way possible. And I think having a camera set up like this to be able to just talk, just you and I, as if we're at a coffee shop or having a conversation, I think that's going to be the best thing going forward. And so I want to end this with challenging you to be able to see, if you want to produce content, if your goal is to make YouTube videos, or maybe it's short form content, ask yourself, what is getting in the way of that? Is it your mindset? Is it something physical? Is it your setup? Maybe look at those things and analyze, how can I take away that friction that's in between me having an idea and me executing and putting that idea out into the world? Because the reality is, if we don't remove that and it becomes harder and harder for us to do that, then it's not going to be very sustainable. And that's how people get into a place of burnout, or they get into a place where they just don't want to do it anymore because it's not fun at that point. Like, think about if the most fun thing you like to do on this earth, whatever hobby that is, maybe it's basketball for you. But imagine you have to jump through all these hoops, no pun intended, but you have to jump through all these hoops just to be able to play basketball. After a while, you're not going to want to play that sport anymore because there's so many things getting in the way of you actually stepping foot on a court and dribbling that ball and throwing it in a hoop, right? Same is true with being able to produce content. If there's all these hoops you have to jump through, all these things you have to do, all these lights and cameras and everything you have to set up, then more than likely after a few videos, you're not going to want to do that. And I think that's what happened with me. Not that I didn't like vlogging, but it was a lot to do. Setting up cameras, trying to get cool shots, trying to think of cool things to do throughout the day. Because to be honest, my day is pretty much the same. It's pretty mundane. So having to think through that lens, a lot of things got in the way. And I think that's what led me not wanting to produce any more videos because of time, but also because of the work that it took. So ask yourself, what is the thing that's getting in the way of me wanting to produce content? And try to figure out ways to be able to push past that or make things easier for you to be able to get to the end result. Hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you like conversations like these, let me know in the comments, like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.